All right, welcome back to this week's Breakout Watchlist from August 29th to September 2nd. I know the markets got hit hard on Friday, and we might be in for a tough couple of weeks, but that doesn't mean we stopped doing our homework. And I was actually surprised at how many setups I found over the weekend. So in this video, we'll be covering the top 10 setups going into next week. Each of these stocks either have strong fundamentals, strong technicals, or strong volume patterns that lead to uptrends. Before we start, this video is sponsored by MarketSmith, which is the trading research platform that we're going to be using to break down each of the setups. Here are the 10 setups that we're going to be covering in this video. There are some group themes that we want to be focusing on, including oil and gas, solar, and biotech. We won't spend too much time on this slide because we've got a lot of charts to go over. The first stock that we'll cover today is AMPS, and although this is in the utility electric power group, 25th strongest out of 197, strong group in itself, it is also kind of solar adjacent, and the solar group is the number one strongest group in the market, so we do have that group strength behind us. B plus accumulation distribution, meaning many of the up days come on heavier volume than the down days. You're seeing the stock accumulated, not distributed. Overall composite rating 99, strongest MarketSmith gives it, along with a relative strength rating of 97, also very strong. Fundamentals, over 1,000% earnings per share growth the last 2 quarters year over year. And sales are up 91%, 54%, and 41% those last 3 quarters. Fund ownership, as you can see on the right side here, has been increasing from 28 to 43 up to 100 in the last 3 quarters. That's great to see. Big money flowing into the stock, not just retail traders. Going to the chart here, this was on the breakout watch list last week. I did take a position in this and basically stopped out for break even, but keeping it on the focus list just because how strong it held up last week, especially on Friday. Closed the day flat on Friday. But going into the chart structure, had a move from $6 up to 12, so a nice 100% move in about 5 weeks here. Pulled back to the 8-day EMA and had some wild action on Thursday where we gapped up to 1150 or so, then sold out under the 8-day EMA and then eventually closed, I think, up 0.5% that day. And then on Friday, tighter action, inside candle, again, flat on the day while the NASDAQ was down 4%, so great relative strength. For some reason, this was not selling off, and that's something that we want to focus on. Taking a look at the 30-minute candles, you can really see this price action tightening. Here you see the gap up that got faded on Thursday, but really nice kind of pivot forming around 1122, 1125 as a potential entry point for AMPS. Next, we go to a biotech stock, DAWN. Biotechs are the 5th strongest group in the market, so we do have that group strength behind us there. No technicals to speak of, or no fundamentals to speak of. But accumulation distribution rating, A+, fund ownership has been increasing, and within the group of 800 stocks, this is number 1 on relative strength rating because it has that relative strength rating of 99, which is exactly what we look for. Coming into last week, this was also on my watch list, also something that I traded and got stopped out for break even, but just because I didn't make money on one trade doesn't mean that I can't make money on the next time. And really holding up well on Friday, only down 2.6%. Again, NASDAQ was down 4%. S&P 500 was down about 3.4%. Just working on this pivot at $25. I think on Wednesday and Thursday last week, the highs were 25.41, 25.30. But with this, I'd be looking for a break over 25 as a potential entry point for DAWN. We're back to solar names next with DQ, and this kind of has 2 groups to focus on. It's a Chinese solar name, and Chinese stocks held up very, very well last week. So not only do we have the Chinese theme, but we also have the solar theme working for us. And on Friday, just unbelievable relative strength. Closed the day up 8% on massive volume, the highest volume in a year here, and with a strong closing range, 71% within the daily range. So while the indexes closed on the lows, while many stocks closed on the lows, this closed in the almost upper quarter of the daily range. Up 8%, highest volume in a year, changing character. We're back over all the key moving averages, and we have that group theme, both solar and China to work with. Not a very clean pivot or anything to break out from just yet, but looking at the HVC, the high volume close of 71.87 as a potential entry point if we open below that and then take it out on the upside. Otherwise, if we pull into 70 and you see that area hold as it's coming back up, want to try to get some exposure into this name because again, we have the themes, we have the fundamentals, we have the technicals, we've got the relative strength. This is checking off a lot of the boxes. I know some people don't like to trade Chinese stocks, and if that's the case, this stock isn't for you. But for the people that do trade Chinese stocks got a bid last week and something that we want to focus on in the upcoming week. So this is DQ. Next, we have another biotech stock, GTHX. This is something that I was watching keenly on Friday, but we never broke over the 1450 pivot, so it never triggered my buy point. This is definitely a technical setup. Again, a lot of the biotech stocks don't have the fundamentals behind it, so we're really looking for technical setups there. Group strength A+, composite rating 83, again, just weak fundamentals. But relative strength rating 99 is exactly what you want to see. Really looking for this to break out over 1450 as a potential entry point. If it comes in and tightens up, then maybe we take it later in the week, but I don't want to just be buying this as it pulls back into 1230 unless the previous kind of resistance here, 1230, unless it pulls in and then forms a pivot lower. I'm looking to buy this on strength. If we go to the 30-minute candle, you can see this 1450 clear as day. That's where the resistance has been so far. We break that, we're going to see, probably going to see a quick move up, and that's the type of trades that I wanted to make. After a week that we just had where we closed on the lows with the indexes, a lot of the trades are going to be much quicker and for smaller amounts of profit. I'm not trying to hit home runs this week. It's really about just inching out a couple singles, doubles, anything like that. So when we do break over 1450, hypothetically, break over 1450, I'm going to be trying to sell some into strength right away and reduce risk. Reduce risk this week is going to be the name of the game. Next, we have HLIT. This is in telecom, satellite, 8th strongest group out of 197. So A+ group strength rating, A+ accumulation distribution, 99 overall composite, 92 individual relative strength, with this blue dot here indicating that the relative strength line has hit a new high. You can see only down 2% on Friday, while the NASDAQ was down 4%. We did so on less than average volume as well. Only downside to Friday's action was we did close on the low, just like the indexes. Looking for a break over 1150, the highs from the previous 2 days here, and a nice big cup and handle to work with on a stock in a strong group with strong fundamentals. Within that strong group, again, 8th strongest group, out of the 16 stocks that make the group up, it's 5th on relative strength, being a 92 relative strength rating. That just shows you how strong the group is. But overall, this is the #1 ranked stock within that group. So again, look for a break over 1150 as a potential entry point for HLIT. Next, we go to an oil and gas name, LPG. Fundamentally, we have strong earnings per share the last quarter, earnings up 331%, sales up 22%, after-tax profit margins improving. The group itself is the 9th strongest out of 197, so that's an A+ group strength rating. Doesn't have a strong accumulation distribution rating, C right there. Ideally, that's a little bit higher, but 93 overall composite, 96 individual relative strength. And looking at the technical pattern, you have the cup, a nice shakeout here out to 14. So really kind of testing people's conviction, shaking out the weaker hands. Another shakeout under the 50-day simple moving average. I think that was 2 weeks ago. And now we really tighten up with kind of descending daily highs here. And looking for a break over Friday's high, 1552, call it 1550 as a potential entry point, just to keep your stop loss below the low of Friday, and then you get very, very tight risk on the trade. This is LPG. And our final solar name of the video is MAXN. I haven't seen many people post about this, maybe because it's so thinly traded. Average shares traded a day is 550,000, so if this is too thin for your trading, that's fine. You can pass on this one, go to the next setup. But this is a stock that I haven't seen many people posting on. It's in a strong group, had shown great relative strength on Friday, only down 0.5%, with the low of the day holding that $20 area. So buying support came in at a round number. That's great to see. So even though this is a lower shared traded, low liquidity stock, it's something that I want to watch for and at least gauge the risk in the market. So we saw 20 hold on Friday, looking for a break over Thursday's high, 21.34 as a potential entry point, or a break over Friday's, which would be 20.96, call it $21, and then you could add with a break over Thursday's high. But strong group, earnings per share aren't there, but sales are improving, and we're starting to see round numbers holding along with that 8-day EMA there for MAXN. Back to oil and gas, we have OXY. This is the stock that Warren Buffett's been all over. He's asked permission to get up to a 50% position in this, and that news came out on this candle, which I actually bought this pivot and then sold into strength that day. Nice move, but we had consolidation the next day, then last Tuesday, we gapped up over 70, pushed into all-time highs, and have been showing great relative strength as the market pulled back, only down 1.25% on Friday as the NASDAQ was down 4, S&P 500 down 3.5. Both of the pullback days have come on lighter than average volume, which is great to see. We have all the fundamentals that we're looking for. Group strength is A-, 45th out of 197. That oil and gas theme, I kind of just lump them all together. I know they're slightly different, but the theme is what matters. With this, I would want to kind of wait because it has moved so quickly. If this pulls back into the $70 area, that would allow the 21 EMA to catch up a little bit, and some of the weaker hands or short-term traders to take profits up here. But definitely want to see the lower volume with that pullback all the way down into 70. I don't want to see a heavy volume, just distribution through the 8-day, through $70, anything like that. So pull into 70, maybe form a pivot, and then buy later on in the week with OXY. Next stock we'll cover is RYTM. This is another biotech stock, so 5th strongest group out of 197. This is A+ group strength rating, A+ accumulation distribution, 86 overall composite, because like many biotechs, we do not have the earnings, although sales are improving over 1,000% the last 2 quarters year over year. Good sign there. Individual relative strength rating, 99. This has been an absolute monster lately. Went from $5 all the way up to $27 with a couple nice bull flags to buy through there. I actually bought this on Wednesday as it came over Tuesday's high, and then on Thursday it undercut the low, got stopped out. But was actually nice to see that it came back, only closed down 2.6% the day. It was down like 7%, and then on Friday we were actually up 0.7% while the indexes got wrecked. So really good relative strength. You could see the bull flag forming here. This might need a little bit more time because of how quickly it's moved up, 5 to 25, 400% gain there. Maybe allow that 21 EMA to catch up over this next week, but because it's been holding up so well, it's something that I want to have on a watch list at least. And then looking for a break over this $25 area. I know we got over it on Thursday and then got rejected. The high there was 25.27, but looking for that break into 25 to really get things going for RYTM. And the last stock that we'll cover is SWAV. This is in medical systems equipment, 17th strongest group out of 197. So we have the A group strength rating. We have an A- accumulation distribution, 97 overall composite with a 98 individual relative strength. We have the fundamentals, earnings per share up over 1,000% year over year this last quarter. Sales up 116, after-tax profit margins improving by 21%. Within this strong group of 74 stocks, it's number 2 on relative strength, number 2 overall composite basis. Fund ownership has been increasing. This is really checking all the boxes. Now we need to check one more thing, relative strength. Recently, on Friday, this was down only 2% on below average volume, and it held this $300 area above the 8-day, above the 21, the 50, the 200-day. So great relative strength. On Wednesday, this got going over 300, then kind of squatted. And then with Thursday's candle being completely encapsulated, so kind of being within the highs and the lows of the previous day, that set up Oliver Kell's wick play, where you buy with a break over the previous day's high, but typically that's closer to the moving averages. And then on Friday, we got another inside candle. So we have a double inside candle with a wick play on a market leader with strong fundamentals, holding this $300 area, only down 2% on below the average volume. So really setting up a lot of things. If the market continues to be weak, I do kind of expect this to pull under 300 and test that 8-day. But for some reason, if the market's weak and this still holds 300, when that market pressure gets relieved, these are the stocks that are going to whip higher and very quickly. So looking for a break over last Wednesday's high, 311.55 is a potential entry point for this, especially if the market's kind of strong, bouncing back Monday, Tuesday. No excuse for this not to kind of rip into new highs here, SWAV. And that's going to be the breakout watch list for the upcoming week. If you guys enjoyed the video, please do me a huge favor and leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I make this breakout watch list video every Sunday along with other trading related videos. Before we go, a big thanks to MarketSmith for sponsoring the video. MarketSmith was the trading research platform that we were using to break down each of the setups. So if you liked what you see and want to give it a try yourself, there's a link in the description below. And finally, if you want to hear more from me, you can follow me on the other social media sites. I'm at Nick Drendel on Twitter and at Nick_Drendel on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and StockTwits. I do post the most often on StockTwits and Twitter, so if you want to see my intraday thoughts, follow me there. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.